Good morning and welcome back to Jones Family Farm. Today we're probably going to be, this will be a little bit shorter of a video, but something that I'd want to touch upon, kind of discuss exactly how we do it here. Exactly what I do for the process of flipping firewood for profit. So today what we're going to do is we're going to pick up some wood from one of our local, suppliers, if you may. Local guy who makes firewood, makes a good amount for himself, sells a good amount, and we actually buy a good amount from him as well when either we have additional customers that are beyond what we typically split and stack for, and have for our normal customers. But since I found this guy, I've just not been saying no to any new customers. Someone, obviously with our standard pricing, but not saying no to any new customers or saying that, I can get to you soon. Basically just being able to immediately get these deliveries made and make new customers really at the end of the day. No, I do not make obviously nearly as much on it as we do if we split the wood ourselves, kind of do the whole process ourselves, but it allows me to gain a lot of new customers, additional sales, capture additional sales that we would not have been able to, prior to this. And, it's maybe something that if you don't have a huge yard space, if you don't have all the equipment, don't want to make the investment in a firewood processor into a commercial grade splitter or anything like that, you can get away with just re-splitting some of the wood, maybe, into smaller sizes, for bundles, for, restaurant accounts, stuff like that. They use an Easton-made processor or Easton-made wood splitter with a box wedge on it. So basically, what they do is they just, they either, however they source their logs, they will go ahead and split it, season it for a while, and we've come to an agreement where they can either stack it in bins that I provide, make it easy for pickup, which today we're going to be picking up 6 bins, 6 of the IBC totes that are pre-stacked, and bringing them back to the yard, bundling them, getting them ready for putting some in bundles for some of the gas stations that we service. We're also going to be getting some of them ready for a bulk delivery as well, for a new customer, again, that we would not have had before, would not have been able to service beforehand. But follow us and see how exactly we flip firewood for profit here in Jones Family Farm. Here we are, all strapped off. 6 of these IBC totes, all pre-filled and loaded, strapped down, throw a tarp over top. This is about, you're looking at 2 cords here. So let's get it back to the yard and we'll see exactly how we're making profit on this and exactly how much we're making. Well, it is another day, obviously here. I've been quite busy here on the farm, but wanted to get this video out as soon as possible because I think it's something that is very important for the industry and for a whole, and basically raising prices across the board. Pretty much, what this series is about is flipping firewood for profit. As long as everyone makes their money along the way, I see nothing wrong with that at all. I am very transparent with the guy that I source a lot of my firewood from. I have mainly one supplier. I source pretty much all of my split firewood from because I found that he does have good quality. He always has it available, and we came up to an agreement of pretty much $100 per stacked bin picked up at his yard. So I'll supply the bins, he stacks them, or he splits the wood, lets it dry for a bit, and then stacks the bins, and then I just basically go and pick them up, as you already saw, and load them on my flatbed and bring them back to my yard and kind of get everything processed further from there. So one of the ways that we flip firewood for profit is by using the Rugged Made 22-ton splitter here. We'll be turning some of it into kindling. So this wood here, this bin here, is a third of a cord. We're going to be turning a decent amount of that into kindling today. We're going to be running a lot of it through the firewood splitter to go ahead and turn a lot of that into kindling to refill some of our gas stations, just kind of have our backup supplies. These are the bins that we store it all in, as well as a few other types, a little bit bigger ones too. These are kind of just free bins, milk crates, and recycling, old recycling containers that we use. That way we're trying not to buy as many things as possible, pieces of storage equipment as possible to store all of our kindling. That way it can dry down quite a bit further, because kindling obviously dries extremely quickly. But pretty much this is going to be the setup today. So what we're going to be doing here is running for this part of this video anyway, we're going to be running a lot of this mixed hardwood through the splitter and turning it into kindling. And we'll also be using the John's Welding bundler over there to bundle some of the kindling, as well as make some hardwood bundles for both our new stand as well as refills for the gas stations and the old firewood stand that's going to be going to the wood yard. But we will get working on this here now, and we'll get going. Alright, so there was about 45 minutes or so to split all of that kindling. We did not use, not even close to a quarter of one of the baskets. Which a quarter of one of these baskets is a sixth of a cord. Not even that much. We used like maybe 8 bundles worth at most. Maybe even like 5 bundles. So barely a dent on that bin there. We have the rest of this to bundle up into individual bundles, and then we split all of this kindling here. This is for one of our bulk orders to get ready for the next order. 4 milk crates in one of those big tubs. That's going to make about roughly 30 bundles, and that's what they get per order. So pretty much right there is the value of about $300 plus delivery. Here we should be able to make between 8 and 10 bundles. That's between $80 and $100 then, plus delivery there as well. And then the rest of the bin here, like I said, we barely made a dent on it, and we did. So I wasn't able to get it on camera, but I did sell right as off the bat after we loaded up the 6 IBC totes. I was able to unload 4 of them immediately to a customer that had called me that basically needed some wood, didn't have any other way of getting it, so they called me. I don't typically sell to people that heat their houses with it. I don't know if that's exactly what he was doing, but I think it was some sort of heating need. So I was able to flip those. Again, we paid $100 per bin, so $100 per third. Those were flipped for $200 per bin plus a $100 delivery fee, and you got 4 bins, so 1 and a third cord. So that basically, I over doubled my money on all of those bins. And it was quick, easy, just unload 4 of them, flip them over right into the dump trailer, which is right there. Flip them over in the dump trailer and go, and I dump those into the guy's yard. He did all the stacking, didn't need any add-ons, like didn't need bundling or kindling bundles or any fire starter or anything else. So basically, I'll do a recap towards the end, but we well over triple our money on the $600 that we bought the wood for. If I had to estimate, I think we'd probably going to be, that's 2 cord, we'll probably sell it total for I'd say around $2,400 to $2,600 if I had to guess, between splitting and kindling, making some bundles with it, which we'll also be doing here with a lot more or some more of this bin, making some bundles for a gas station refill. That's what these next bundles will be for, of kindling as well, but let's get to it. Alright, great. So we got 11 bundles out of that last little bit that we had split there, which makes $110 for these 11 bundles going to the gas station. So let's get some hardwood bundled out of this tote as well, and we'll get kind of keep the tally going. So as I was editing this video, I realized it kind of came to a little bit of an abrupt end. Basically, what I want to get across here on this one, and flipping firewood for profit,
is that you don't need all of the massive equipment. You don't need maybe a huge dump trailer. You don't need a huge truck. You don't need, a $30,000 processor, a big tractor, whatever it may be. You can tailor a setup to the space that you have available, as well as the equipment that you have or can reasonably acquire, and get into the firewood industry in one way, shape, or form and still make a buck doing it, whether it be part time, you can make a living doing it full time, whatever it may be. I'd say on an average year, I buy 30 to 40 cord um, to resell, whether it be in bundle form. Maybe I don't typically sell a whole lot of bulk wood, but there are the occasional customers that will reach out and ask, and if they're in a pinch, whatever it may be, I'll lower some of my margins a little bit. I will, as long as I'm still making enough money, making money to cover my time, fuel expenses, whatever it may have you. There have been a few customers that have bought firewood sheds from me that are looking to heat their house with wood. That for those select few customers, I will go and buy 2 cord of wood. Maybe not the perfect high quality wood that I produce, but I will buy firewood to resell to them, and that way I'm not saying no to a customer. And that's one of my biggest hangups, and it's kind of one of my sticking points is I try to move heaven and earth to not say no to a customer, whether I have to go and buy the wood, whether I have to deliver it for last second on a Saturday afternoon. If it's a customer that I can see that is either bought a significant amount from me in the past, bought a firewood shed, whatever it may be, are looking to do more business in the future, I will do whatever I can to accommodate their needs within reason, of course. I am a firm believer that the customer is not always right, and sometimes they're completely unreasonable, but I can digress there for a very long time. But flipping firewood for profit is an easy thing to do, where you don't need to take the big firewood logs, poles, cut them down, process them, whatever may have you. You don't need to buy that 15, 20, $30,000 professional splitter or processor. You can just take the already split seasoned wood and resplit it down to a smaller size, and that's where you'll make your margins. Split it down to kindling, split it down to bundle wood, barkless bundle wood. Sell bundles to neighbors, friends, cousins, gas stations. Put Facebook ads out that you'll deliver some bundles. You can do that in the back of a sedan. Fill your trunk with 10 bundles. $10 per bundle. That's $100 right there. And 10 bundles, you can get about 100 bundles, 120 bundles on average out of a cord. If you're doing 1 cubic foot bundles, you're always going to have a little bit of loss. But pretty much that's the moral of the story, what I wanted to get across in this video. I know it had an abrupt ending, but stay tuned. We have a lot more coming. I know this one, as you can tell, I'm wearing a sweatshirt. I've had a long time coming to get this one done, but I have a lot of other videos that will be coming out pretty quickly here soon. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for following us here on Jones Family Farms. We look forward to seeing you next time.